Hey guys, Shannon here with Got to Go Prepared. Welcome back. Stay tuned. Going to do a little review of the Biolite stove. Hey guys, Shannon here. Welcome back. We're going to do a little review on the Biolite stove, which I have here in my hand. Hope you can see that good. Sun keeps going in and out, so not cooperating. But I've had this stove for about a year, and I mentioned it in an old video, but never did a standalone talk about this stove. You can get this stove for about $100 at Bass Pro Shop. I saw it at the local Bass Pro Shop here in Middle Tennessee yesterday for $99.99. Amazon, I'm sure you can find it there. I've had this for about a year. I said it was a gift. I want to show you, it's a really neat stove, and I will add the particulars like the weight and stuff in a caption below afterwards because I don't have it handy. But this orange part on the side here, if I take this, these legs fold, and you can see that extends out. And what this is a battery bank of power. So this is a power source, and it just fits in that hole. And these legs fold out. Of course, all of them fold over, and it fits in a small stuff sack. This would fit inside here. It folds all up and goes into a small stuff sack. It also comes with a small pack of kindling, and it comes with a small USB cord to plug into this section, so you can actually charge this with a plug or a cigarette lighter to get it initially charged up, and you can use it a small cord. Now I bought a longer cord. It comes with a little short one. I bought a longer, and then I had to buy a coupler for the end of it so it would be a USB on both sides on this cord. But I just got this off Amazon. It's longer, did it for my own purposes. You don't have to do it. It comes with a short one that's plenty long enough, which I don't have out here with me. But then you can charge all kinds of devices with this. What happens is the heat sensor here, and this burns wood, heats this up and charges this, which also powers a small fan that blows in, see if I can show you, here, and blows into here and creates kind of a wind tunnel inside, which keeps your fire burning very, very hot. And it's kind of, you can use this as the stand, but it also comes with an additional, if you have a smaller pot, that just snaps right on here, which I knocked off a while ago, on top. So if you have a smaller pot, will fit on there. What we're going to do is I'm going to, in the heat, I am going to fire this up and kind of try to show you it charging my cell phone, which is at 84% right now, if you can see that. And I have breaking news. Probably something I don't care about. But I'm going to try to show you that as well. So I'm going to take a little bit of kindling that I split up with my trusty Condor Perang, and I'm going to use this little fire starter that it comes with in the bottom, and some little bit of paper just to ensure that it works for these purposes, and get a little fire started in the bottom. Now you start this fire in the bottom. You put your kindling in and your small twigs, and you light it, and then you add the larger pieces, because there's no way to feed it in from the bottom. You feed it in from the top on this. Let me move my sage plant out of the way. Got some seed, and I'm going to get that started off camera, and then come back, and once it gets burning and the magic of video, we'll be ready to go. As you can see behind me here, this is starting to smoke. I'm going to try to bring the camera in a little bit closer and show it to you where I've fed the wood into it. As you can see, it's like a wind tunnel of heat. I don't want to get the camera too close, but as you can see here, hopefully that looks pretty good. You can see that. I've turned on this button on low, and it's blowing that wind, and that's what's got that flame swirling in there and just getting really, really, really hot. I can't get the camera too close, but let's see if I can see. Looks pretty good. You can see that. I'm gonna back up here now so you can get a nice, good view of my dirty old barn shed back there. I had some antlers hanging on it, and over a period of a couple years, squirrels, rats, I guess, mice ate their antlers off. But I'm going to continue to feed a little bit of fire. I solved the sun problem. An old umbrella, and I rigged it up on the pool slide and blocked the sun out. I MacGyvered it. Well, that's blowing there. What I've got here is a pot of water. Now this is an old stainless steel pot, and it had a heavy metal here. I put a cork top on this lid, but I've got well, I had 32 ounces of water, but I sloshed some out on the way out, so I guess it's 31 ounces, and you can see this line, it's about right in there on this pot, and we're going to see how long it takes to boil the water in here. I'm going to feed some more wood into this just to make sure it's good and hot. Now this flame's coming up about this high. When you are feeding this, you want to make sure you're not sticking your hand in there. But you can see here it's pretty easy to feed. And you got to get your piece of wood low enough to not affect your pot. So you got to make your pieces kind of small. You can kind of see my hand. I mean, these are little, not very big pieces. Well, I don't know, can't tell the size of my hand. I can palm a basketball if that helps, but barely, but I can do it. But I don't have a ruler out here with me. But you can see that there's more smoke coming out now. When you first put the wood in, it smokes a little bit, but once that wood gets really, really hot and that whirlwind of flame really gets hot inside there, the smoke goes away because you've got a hot enough fire. Of course, many of you know, some of you don't, if a really hot fire, it doesn't smoke very bad. And I'm sure my pup over there is not enjoying this smoke coming right at him. But it's starting to heat up. Sometimes I use another little stick to just move the wood in there a little bit. And right now I've got 4 pieces about this size in there. And I'm just going to drop another couple in there to make sure we got enough, because I want to see how long it takes to boil. Because I did this once before and I can't remember how long. All right, it's gotten pretty hot. I'm going to get this pot and I'm going to sit it on top, and then I'm going to start the timer. When I sit it on, I'm going to hit it, and you can see there it's at 0, and pot is on and the timer has started. Let's see how long it takes to heat this water up. And with the top on, of course, it's going to heat up quicker. So why don't I take the top off? So it takes a little longer. And I'm not sure if you can see this on the video. The pot sitting on there and the flames coming under it, and man, it's doing real good. Now, while this is doing this, I can always take my plug and hook it to my phone and charge it up with this USB plug here. And this is, and I'll put the particulars on there again, but I can take this and plug it right up, plug it right into my phone, and keep my phone charged. As long as that wood's burning, it keeps this thing charged. So if I have it charged when I go into the woods, it's got a good charge on it. I can charge a phone up and stuff. But when I'm cooking my supper or my lunch, heating up water for maybe a Mountain House meal or a Patriot Supply food meal or something of that nature, which I'm gonna do some reviews on those coming up pretty soon. My Patriot Supply food that I've got, I'm gonna do some trials on that. I think I may have a Wise food and some Mountain House I'm gonna do a video on in the future. But you boil that water, so while you're heating it, you're charging this back up to full charge, so you can have a battery bank storage for your food. I mean, for your devices. Excuse me. So we are about 1:45, and I am getting bubbles inside there. Let me see if I can bring you over without making everybody dizzy and ill. You can see the bubbles and the fire. There's a flame shooting out right there. It's kind of licking the sides of the pot, and you can see the Biolite's green. It is fully charged, this unit. So the fire is keeping this going, and I can click this to high and really crank it up, but I don't need to crank the flame up anymore. If I wanted to put it on high, it would really crank it up. Let's take a look inside and see how those bubbles are going. We're at 238. I'm going to keep the timer running and pause the video and come back so not to drag this out and bore you completely to death with watching wood burn. Alright, now you can see I did stick another stick of wood in there. I didn't have enough. I probably should have put a couple more pieces in there, but as you can see, we're at just over, barely over 7 minutes, and it is at a full roaring boil in there. It is cranking. So if I'd have put enough wood in there initially, and that's something, the more you use it, use the stove, you play with it, you'll know about how much you have to put in there to get the water to boil. And like I said, I put about 32 ounces of water in there. That's quite a bit. That's enough for most mountain house. Most of those meals take a half cup to a cup of water, so I wouldn't need that much unless I was doing it for everybody. But most backpacking trips or trips we go on, everybody takes care of their own stove, so there's multiple stoves there. But in addition to this, with the power, I think it's pretty awesome that you can use wood, which boils your water and cooks your food, but also stores enough energy in here to charge your cell phone or your flashlight or a watch or GPS unit or whatever you might have. Maybe another battery bank even. And I'm going to pull this off and let that start to cool off. And let's stop this. So I imagine that would probably be in under 7 minutes, because I did pull it off for just a second while the video wasn't running. Less than a minute, you know, maybe 30 seconds to stick about 2 more sticks of wood in there to keep it going, because I was afraid I was losing some of my heat. But let me do this. I'm going to plug in my phone, and it's at 80%, and I'm just gonna plug it in. Now it's plugged in to the unit, and as you can see, the little green battery light is on, and Mr. Lizard was trying to join in on the party. You can hear the fan and see the fire. Now it does get, I got my hand right that close and it's not burning me or anything, but I can touch it. It's warm. I wouldn't want to, if I had to have a glove on and I had to pick it up to move it, I could, but you'd want to let it cool off before you start packing it. You could turn this off and take this. These legs aren't hot. They're warm, but not too hot. If you had a glove, you could take this battery bank off, I'm sure, if you wanted to, and set it aside and take that off and dump it and cool it down quicker. I'm not sure how long it'd take to cool that off, but it's vented out pretty good. It probably wouldn't take too long. You wouldn't want to be having to grab that and go in a hurry or anything. But I think it's a great little gadget or tool to have overall. Great for backpacking and camping. You've got a stove that uses wood, which should be all around you, and it gives you a power source. If you're like me, you carry a small battery bank with you for devices. I mean, I have at least one flashlight that I can charge USB, keychain light, my phone. There's other things you can charge USB, so this would be a great tool to keep that charged and have a backup, in addition to a battery bank or a small solar panel, because you can always find wood, so you would always be able to charge this up even on a cloudy day if your solar panels aren't working. So overall, the Biolite, I give it a big thumbs up. If it's something you would like or want to look at, I would recommend it highly. I think it's a great tool, and takes the place of two different things. You got a stove and you got a battery bank. Sure, if I was completely dead, the battery bank would probably get it up pretty good, but if I had a fire burning and had it charging the whole time I was feeding wood into it, it'd probably charge my phone from dead all the way up to fully charged if I kept the wood burning, because as long as the wood's burning, this is flowing energy in here. But anyway, that's all I got for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. That helps me out, helps out with the channel and the growth of the channel. I appreciate everybody watching who continues to come back and watch the channel and support it. Also, you can go check out, I put up a Facebook page a while back. It's same name as the channel, Got to Go Prepared, spelled the same way. I just added to it because you just never know. It's a little tagline that you notice I always say at the end of all the videos, because you just never know. But that's the Facebook channel page. Check it out, and we'll see you again real soon with some more videos.